As the lights went down and the cameras started rolling, the unapologetic dancehall queen and Jasmine Washington, the ever-dramatic fire starter, were set to square off in a way that would forever alter the dynamics of the show for weeks to come. The scene was set for a night of drama on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, a show known for its fiery confrontations and epic showdowns, but nobody was ready for what would happen. Two females had been headed for a crash. Jasmine had been causing trouble by dishonestly disparaging and insulting almost everyone who had helped her establish herself as one of the biggest names in love and hip-hop. Atlanta had put up with the taunts for a time, but it was obvious that she was getting tired of them. A lady like Spice could only take so much abuse before she decided it was time to act. It started at a high-profile event, a lavish gathering of the Love and Hip-Hop cast, which was attended by cameras, producers, and crew. The night was supposed to be a celebration, but tension was simmering beneath the surface as the cast interacted. Jasmine, the troublemaker, had been making crude comments all evening, but tonight she set her sights on Spice. Knowing exactly how to push people's buttons, began attacking Spice's legacy and reputation in the music business, calling her anything from insignificant to washed up in an attempt to expose flaws in her career and role on the show. Sensing the impending storm, the crowd gathered around, but nobody anticipated what would happen next. Spice, whose typical assurance had given way to a seething after a long time, fury had finally reached her breaking point. Insulted enough, and this time Jasmine wasn't going to get away with it. The room became tense as Spice stood up slowly from her seat, and everyone around her fell silent as they noticed the change in the atmosphere.
What the? I don't know what the. Jazz, I don't know. I got this. It's my friend. I got this. No, she my friend too. No, she not your friend. Don't with me, bitch. Here. What did I do to you?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Glamour magazine event.
Hey.
Is that fighting?
I don't know. This girl cool. Open up.
Girl, what is the kind of Spice say they did?
Of course, Blue Wing came with the clap. She screaming and hollering. Shekinah now jumped in because, you know, they yin and yang. I just don't understand. Once again, everywhere we go, Spice, it's you. Like, this moment is about Jessica, and I know Spice don't really know a lot about being glamorous, but I just don't know why she's screaming and hollering. She was slow down off that Jamaican shoes.
What did I do to you? How did I affect your life?
I know Spice to be a very bitter bitch. Like, how are you more mad at me than Rashida is? Everybody is right on point with their Frost cult leaders. They will drink the Kool-Aid and die for them.
Bravo! You made a scene! There's a light power. Shut up to the fire. Are you kidding me? I can't believe I did this in my event. Then I wouldn't find this your event.
You want to talk me at my event? You mother will never know how to act.
I am not dealing with this. I'm out of here.
You bitches! Get those cameras out of my face. You do not film me anymore. I'm done. That was not how it was supposed to go.
My night has been completely ruined, and I cannot believe what has unfolded. Clearly, these motherfuckers don't know how to act, and they got a lot of pent-up issues between each other. Spice and Shekinah knew how important this night was.
Jasmine was too preoccupied with trying to discredit the woman who had earned her reputation through her hard work and natural talent to notice Spice's expression or the anger that was building inside of her. She was too busy running her mouth and not realizing what was about to happen when Spice suddenly rushed across the room toward Jasmine. The room seemed to hold its breath as Jasmine looked up in time to see Spice standing in front of her, towering over her. This was more than just words. It was personal. You think you can just walk around here and treat me disrespectfully? You think you can just talk about me like I'm some nobody? Spice's voice was piercing, and her presence was felt by everyone. Words Jasmine, still full of confidence, attempted to defend herself but was already losing. Jasmine, you've been talking nonstop for far too long. Spice's patience was gone. She actually clarified her voice in a cool, steady tone, and I'm done with it. Spice then made a daring gesture that left everyone in disbelief and would alter the course of the evening and the performance. Spice said, "You're done here," pointing straight at Jasmine. Spice had made it clear that Jasmine was no longer welcome on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and the room erupted into chaos as the cast members whispered to one another, not knowing how to respond. "You're out" hit Jasmine like a punch to the gut. She stared at Spice in shock, her mouth opening and closing in an attempt to form some sort of response, but nothing came out. Jasmine tried to rebuild her pride by getting up and firing back, but the damage had already been done, and her place in the show was no longer secure. "You think you're going to walk in here and destroy everything I've worked for," she said, her voice growing more intense. "No one disrespects me like this, and no one disrespects my dignity." Heritage, the audience saw Spice's strength and control radiate throughout the space. She wasn't merely protecting herself. She was taking charge of the story. Now clearly embarrassed and agitated, Jasmine attempted to argue, but her remarks were ignored. The producers and security personnel entered, indicating that the event had ended and that Jasmine could no longer be accommodated in this area or have her actions tolerated. Was led away. The woman who had once played a major role in the drama was now being shown the door. Jasmine Spice said farewell with a finality that left no room for doubt. "You're out of here and don't ever come back." Her expression changed from fury to amazement to pure shame. Jasmine's stint in Love and Hip Hop, the other actors, but by one individual whose anger no one could, Spice's decision was bold, decisive, and set a precedent for the show. No one was above the rules, and no one was beyond accountability. The cast was left to ponder what had just transpired as Jasmine was led out of the building. Spice demonstrated to the world that she wasn't merely a spectator to the drama. Rather, she was in charge of it and wasn't scared to assume control and ensure that everyone understood that respect was a given. Spice stood erect in the lounge, her gaze sweeping the room and meeting the eyes of the other actors. They all realized that something important had just changed. It was no longer just about Jasmine's actions. It was a statement about power control and what it meant to genuinely own your position in the spotlight in the wake of the incident. Love and Hip Hop, the world would never forget the moment when Spice kicked Jasmine out of the show. It was a defining moment, a turning point that redefined the rules of the game. Regardless of public opinion, Atlanta fans took to social media to react to the shockingly bold move. Some praised Spice as a hero for standing up for herself, while others questioned the brutality of her decision. The episode ended with Spice standing firmly, unfazed by the fact that she had just conveyed the Queen's unambiguous message and that nobody, not even Jasmine, would ever question her again.